Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest and welcome to the 10th of July 2025. Time is currently 3:02 p.m. So just about 67 minutes or 1 hour and 7 minutes left of trading today. The agenda for today's video. We'll go through the ASX today, have a look at the best and worst performing sectors, indices, companies, and then we'll turn attention to the top 5 stocks of the day. And today is the day of small caps. In fact, all companies I'll be mentioning in the top 5 are fairly small. So you might even say they're micro caps because fairly quiet on the ASX today when it comes to the big companies releasing interesting announcements. Although Net Wealth they did release a trading update, share price down slightly. So no big surprises there, but fairly quiet day. In fact, I think it was Market Index mentioned how quiet it was when they released their morning email at about 9 a.m. And then chart of the day, inspired by Ben Hutchinson, Pioneer Credit. I'll look at that comment as well. So this is sort of a combination chart and comment of the day. Okay, so let's get into the ASX today. A pretty good day on our market. Bit of a turnaround from yesterday. In fact, if you have a look at the XJO, it's just gone back up to 8,600. So it does look like 8,600 is a fairly important level for the XJO. In fact, the XJO has hit 8,600 once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Even today, he did get up above 8,600 today. So how many times was that? 9 times, and has failed to get through that level. So that's a fairly important level for the XJO. Eventually, it will get above that level. But will it get above today, tomorrow, and stay above, today, tomorrow, next week, next month, 1 year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, who knows? Maybe it'll take 10 years before the XGO gets above 8,600, but we're all wishing and hoping that does not happen unless you're a shorter or a bear. Anyway, so a fairly good day on the market. So I'm not sure what it's caused that. I'm pretty sure NASDAQ and Dow Jones were up, yeah. NASDAQ up 0.72, Dow Jones up 0.49. An okay day when it comes to most commodities, if I remember correctly. Yeah, gold was up. Nice day for copper because 50% tariff on copper. And yes, I don't know what Trump's thinking there. It's not going to help the American people. Iron ore 2.27% and uranium down again a little bit. Okay, and oil up a little bit as well. So let's have a look at the best performing sectors today and see if any sectors is down. And we have a few sectors down, including healthcare. So maybe CSL has had a bad day because had a pretty good day yesterday. Materials, real estate, Goodman Group, industrials, financials, staples, discretionary, all up by over 0.5%. And the other 5 sectors relatively flat, including IT. Why is IT down? Who knows? The market is silly sometimes. And gold's had a spectacular day, up 2.52%. I didn't really understand why it was down so much yesterday. And it's had a bit of a bounce. And good day for banks as well, and small caps. And ASX 20 up 0.82%. So based off this, I'm assuming CSL's down, maybe WiseTech's down, Aristocrat maybe, Woodside might be down, Telstra, but probably iron ore's up. So BHP, Rio Tinto, Fortescue, the 4 big banks are up, Macquarie's up, Goodman Group's up. What else might be up? Yeah. Okay, so let's have a look. So I'm thinking maybe 4 companies down. Oh, only 2 down. What 2 I can see 1 company down, that's CSL, and that was pretty obvious because healthcare. But the other company down might be, I don't know. I'm not going to guess because I'm going to be wrong. Sigma Healthcare. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that. I might have thought WiseTech. I can see WiseTech up slightly. Anyway, so the best performing companies in the ASX 20 today: Fortescue, QBE, Pro Medicus, ANZ, and Transurban. And we've already seen the worst performing company, which is, of course, CSL, still hovering around $240. And that could be because of threats of tariffs on pharmaceutical goods. And again, that's not going to be beneficial to the American people. They're going to have to pay more for their drugs. And yeah, they already pay ridiculously high amounts. So anyway, let's go to the top gainers. So yesterday, I just picked one company to have a look at among the top gainers and the top losers, and I'm doing the same thing today. So I have gone through this. And the first company I will discuss is Yandal Resources. So these companies did not make it in my top 5 for various reasons. More than likely is because I missed it. And Yandal Resources share price is up 81% on fairly low turnover, however, but they did release something today, and it was, I forget, drilling results or something like that. Caledon AC results shows early signs of scale. Yeah, I did not open this up at all. It's not the sort of announcement that will draw me in. First results from the Caledon Air Core drilling program suggest a long strike mineralization, 11 meters, 12 meters, and 12 meters, and even the what do you call it? There's a word for that. Mineralization. Yeah, that's not the word. The grade. That's the word I was looking at. Even the grade doesn't look that hot, crash hot. Yeah, if I was having a look at this on first look, I'd be going meh. It doesn't look that good. But anyway, the market likes it. And let's have a look at the chart. Sometimes you can't ignore the market. And I'm assuming the chart looks meh. And look at that. Look at the share price just rallying significantly in October. I wonder if I talked about this company back then. I've forgotten about it. A really good rally that just petered out really quickly. And this is what can happen to story stocks. Nice little rally, share price drops away, and more than likely this was a plaything for day traders. Looks like there was a big down day on the 25th of November. Share price dropped 41% on the day. So some good news and some bad news, and this is not the chart I do like. Sort of chart I like anyway. The other companies in the top gainers, Imagion Biosystems is in my top 5. In fact, it came in number 2. DY6 Metals didn't release anything. I had a look. Just going bonkers, the chart. For instance, if you have a look at the chart for DY6, it's going nuts. And I tend to stay away from these sort of setups, particularly now, because you just don't know when share price is going to collapse. Probably the time to get on this was when the share price increased 292%. The next day share price dropped 52%. And then the share price went sideways for 4 days. That was the time to get on. But I wasn't really paying attention. You can see the share price has gone nuts since then. I would like to see a bit of a higher volume, but the very fact there's really big volume on this day is suggesting that this is just day traders just loving this particular scenario. And other than that, nothing much here. Change Financial up 25%. That is my stock of the day. Chariot Corporation did release something. Codify going up and down like a yo-yo. ActivePort was in my top 5 stocks on July the 8th. And that's it. Top gainers by market cap. Liontown's chart might be looking good. I'll put that down for a look later. I suppose we can look at it now. I've really gone against my story of only showing you one top gainer of the day. But this chart is starting to look really good. I don't mind this chart for Liontown Resources. The downtrend has come to an end. Now looks like it's moving into an uptrend. So maybe this should be the chart of the day tomorrow. Okay, and what else do we have here? A bounce for lifestyle communities, Sinlay Milk, a bounce, and apparently there was a positive broker for Platinum Asset Management. Why would you buy on a positive broker? Because look at the chart, and they just keep on losing funds under management. It just keeps on going down. They are doing it. There is a merger or something, but still, why? And again, I just understand why people buy, because a broker goes, "Oh, this company looks good." Echo IQ is in my top 5 stocks. Of course, we'll have a look at that company later. Okay, top losers, and I'll stick to my whatever you want to call it. My only looking at one company, and that company is Imricor. Share price down 14.79%. I didn't really think this would happen for Imricor. They did release something today, and I did have a look at this, and I was like, yeah, okay, because they had the word business update. That's why I looked at it. So regulatory and business update. And I closed it up and really didn't think any more of it, because there wasn't anything of I don't know this company all that well. I'll put it that way. And it didn't really do anything for me, this particular announcement. So there must be something negative in this announcement, in the update or regulatory update that I completely missed. They did receive regulatory approval for North Star as well as a second generation ablation catheter. So there must be something in here that the market doesn't like, unless it's noise. But it'd be unusual if it's just noise drove the share price down. So let's just have a look at the chart for Imricor. And of course, TradingView just goes silly. Sometimes you just have to reload it. Because TradingView is definitely slower than not that long ago. Okay, so Imricor, nice looking chart. Big volume coming in today. So the market definitely doesn't like something, and does look like it's rolling over. If you just have a look at all the different highs, the last high was lower, and then the last high was lower, and actually the last two highs were lower than the previous high. That's actually the first signs of this company's share price moving into a down trend. Imricor. And that's going to be it. I think that was it. There was nothing else here I really wanted to look at. And yes, there wasn't anything. Amplia down. Ooh, should I buy back into Amplia? Okay, now on to the top 5 stocks of the day. The first one, it's actually two companies. And in fact, to know the story of the first company or two companies in my top 5, let's have a look at the company announcements that were released today via CommSec, because this is exactly why I chose these two companies. You have to go through to the start of the day. And among the first announcements released today from Cazaly Resources and Black Cat Syndicate was the announcement titled Big Sarah to Get Bigger. I thought that was brilliant. Now, Big Sarah is a project, and I have no doubt someone just put this together and just thought this was a great title. Big Sarah to Get Bigger. I thought this just deserves a place in my top 5 just because whoever decided upon this title or for the article deserves some praise. That's it. That's the only reason. Big Sarah to Get Bigger. And you can notice in CommSec, there's 4 of these announcements back to back to back to back. And the reason there's 4 is because 2 companies released separate announcements. For some reason, CommSec doubles down on that. So if you actually had 5 companies in this list, that means there would have been 5 companies, maybe 20 announcements or something like ridiculous like that. I've noticed this is a flaw within the CommSec system. They double down. And you can just see that with Black Cat and Cazaly. I did not have a look at this. I just cared about the announcement title. And I think this was one of the great announcement titles I've seen. And of course, CommSec is slow as well. Just compare that. You haven't seen this before. Compare this. So this announcement is yet to open up. We'll go to market index and look how quick this opens up. Whoops, sorry. Oh, got to open up. There it is. Look how quick that is. And CommSec is still to open. It's CommSec. It's not this computer. It's CommSec. It's really slow. So Big Sarah to get bigger. So Black Cat Syndicate is pleased to provide an update on regional activities at the Big Sarah prospect. So it is a project or prospect called Big Sarah. And increase the size of the Greater Paulsens project tenure by 460 square kilometres. There you go. It's not the sort of announcement that would otherwise get me excited. It's just the title of the announcement. By the way, let's have a little chart for these two companies. Black Cat Syndicate. Ooh, moving average crossover. If the share price drops below 76 cents, that would be negative. Oh, that's a nice little support level, but it is testing it, getting close. So this is definitely a potential turnaround. So going from positive to negative. And the other one was Cazaly or something like that. Cazaly Resources. And this one's complete opposites. This one actually looking possibly a little bit positive. In fact, the share price is up 10.53% today. The only thing is volume is really weak. Okay, so let's move on to the company coming in at number. Oh, I closed off my. There we go. Company coming in number 4, we have Echo IQ. Share price up 6.38% on reseller agreement secured with Sark Med IQ. Again, not the sort of announcement that would get me overly excited. Another reason why I did open this up and have a really quick look. And the first thing and the main thing I'm looking for is any sort of financial. Need financial numbers. So Echo IQ will receive a fee per scan from hospitals and clinics, and which will be negotiated higher upon receipt of Category 3 CPT code. But I'm not sure how much they're going to receive. Just don't know. This could be really good for Echo IQ. It's more likely going to be good than bad, but how good? I just don't know. That's why I don't get overly excited about these sort of announcements. But again, today was fairly sparse when it comes to interesting announcements. So Echo IQ did make the list. And the chart, the market cap of this company is 150 million, if I remember correctly. I could be a little bit mistaken there. I'm pretty sure it's about 150 million, 161 million. So it's not the smallest company. And, okay, so we have had a bit of a turnaround for Echo IQ. It was a nice uptrend, and looks like there was a bit of a trend killer event, or a possible trend killer event, on the 19th of May. Share price dropped 25%. And there is also a nice little support level right there at 22 cents. Anyway, so not an interesting chart for me, that one. So that's Echo IQ. Max 7. Max 7. Share price up a little bit. Financial 25 guidance update, my favorite type of announcement. And I was hoping this could be a rip-roaring announcement where they say we're going to significantly beat expectations, that sort of thing. It wasn't to be. The whole reason I'm looking for those sort of announcements is because Breakout, and we're going to be discussing a potential Breakout when we get to the top stock of the day, who did release a pretty good update. Anyway, so Mac 7. Now, this is not an airline company who travel at the speed of Mach 7. This is a healthcare technology company. I didn't even mention there, leading provider of medical imaging software. There you go. Okay, so what do we have here? So revenue, 33 to 34 million, in line with guidance. Now, the next thing I saw here was, even though it's in line with guidance, it's towards the bottom end of guidance, which, if you take the middle point to be, that is guidance. Anything below the middle point is a slight miss. Anything above is a slight win, or better than expected. So I would say this is more like a slight miss than anything. So I wouldn't have been surprised if the share price actually did drop. But revenue growth of about 15, 20%. CAR, which is, what is CAR? They do actually have a little note on the definition somewhere. Contracted annual recurring revenue, which I don't think is a standardized accounting term. But anyway, CAR is expected to finalize at approximately 30 to 31 million, slightly below guidance. So I thought, okay, so a slight miss and then below guidance. So I thought, yeah, more than likely share price will drop, but it didn't. They do also have $21 to $23 million of cash. Share price did not drop. So that's interesting. I would have expected, and if I was a gambler, I would have actually gambled that Mac 7 share price would have dropped today. So let's have a look at the chart. Is there any strength in this chart for Mac 7? And of course, trading views taking ages. Share price has been a downtrend. I think it's showing maybe signs of a bottom being reached at about 28 cents. I thought maybe today could have been the day where the share price moved back into a well-defined downtrend, but possibility now where the share price is just going sideways. So not the chart I would trade just now, just because there's no uptrend. There's no positive sentiment. We want positive sentiment to drive the share price higher. So that's Mac 7. Coming in number 3, Imagion Biosystems. This is a company that you selected 4 years ago as a company that you thought would significantly beat the market over the following 5 years. So that's from 2021 to 2026. So this company has 1 year to really perform substantially. And days like this will not hurt. Share price up 66.67% on receiving positive FDA feedback for HER2 phase 2 trial. Now, this is a phase 2 trial, so I don't usually get excited about these sort of things. And I usually don't get excited about positive feedback from FDA. So it's not the sort of thing or announcement I am looking for, but hey, the market loves it. The market loves this particular announcement from Imagion Biosystems. So a company dedicated to improving healthcare outcomes through the early detection of cancer, utilizing its proprietary MagSense HER2 imaging technology. And we all hope this company is absolutely successful with what they're doing. This is regards to breast cancer, which makes sense, HER2. Anyway, so so the company can now confirm it has received formal written feedback from the FDA, which included positive feedback and constructive input regarding the study plan and outcomes. So again, not the sort of announcement that would get me overly excited. And then I saw the share price up. In fact, it wasn't going to be my top 5, but I saw the share price was up a fair bit, and I thought, yeah, why not? We'll include Imagion Biosystems in the top 5. Now onto the chart. I think this chart is going to look horrendous. Horrendous. In fact, it looks terrible. So when you chose this company back in 2021, the share price was $4. It's now 2 cents. I wonder if the company has done a share consolidation. I don't think the share price was $4 back then. So I'm wondering if the company did a share consolidation. Let's just Google it. Imagion Biosystems share consolidation. Here we go. Consolidation split, 13th of October, 2023. And it must have been, do they have it here? Sometimes you have to go all the way down. Just get the, sometimes I will miss it because you want to see how 40 to 1. So you divide $4 by 40, so that's 10 cents. So 10 cents. So the share price was 10 cents when you pick it, and now you divide 2 cents by 40, so share price is virtually 0. Anyway, so this is a horrible chart. And even though share price is up, the chart has been horrible till today. This looks okay. The volume has been pretty good. This could be the catalyst that turns around Imagion Biosystems, that turns around the sentiment and the trend for Imagion Biosystems. So maybe we should ignore it. Maybe this is the sort of announcement that can actually do that. So good day for Imagion Biosystems. And hopefully it's the first day of many good days. It is the first day of many because unless we explode, the world explodes. But let's hope it's the first day of many good days. The first of many good days, yeah. Oh, I'm just talking like I don't know what I'm saying, which is probably true for most of the time. Okay, company, the stock of the day. Stock of the day is maybe a breakout. Wait and see. Change Financial. I don't know much about Change Financial. Share price is up 25.71%. Hopefully it's pretty good volume, 4 million shares traded. Trading update. Positive underlying EBITDA and financial year 26 guidance. They're issuing financial year 26 guidance. I was like, ooh, this is good. Maybe it's good. Okay, I've never had a look at this company in depth. And when I had a look at this, I went, So this company is growing and they've got to profitability. So revenue has grown. In fact, they had a little table here. Here it is. So revenue has grown from 8.7 million in 2023 to 10.6. And by the way, this is US dollars. So 8.7 million to 10.6 to 15.1 financial year 25. And the guidance for next year is for revenue to be between 16.5 and 18 million. And underlying EBITDA went from negative 1.2, negative 0.7, slightly positive, and to 2.5 to 3.5 next year. And I was like, ooh, this is a nice little growth from this company. What do you do? What does Change Financial do? Change Financial is a global fintech leveraging innovative and scalable technology to provide tailored payment systems, card issuing and testing to banks and fintechs. Change technology is used by 150 clients across 40 countries to deliver simple, flexible and faster market payment services, including card issuing and testing. They have a payments as a service, PaaS, Vertexon, seamlessly integrates with banks and fintechs core systems, enabling delivery of digital and virtual card solutions to their customers. There you go. So really, I've never had a look at this company, but this was a nice announcement, and a pretty nice announcement, not only for today, but also for this week. So as soon as I saw this announcement, I went to the chart, and the chart was like, meh. Like, ugh. But I was thinking to myself, share price needs to rally a fair bit today for me to be excited about the chart. Share price up 25%. So let's see if the share price has rallied enough for me to get excited. And also the volume. I'd like to see some pretty good volume coming in today. The good volume would mean that the market is aware of this announcement. And the reason I like these sort of announcements is because this is on the back of financial news. This is on the back of strong financial performance. And that is more powerful. That is way more powerful. And the reason that's way more powerful is more than likely fund managers or brokers or analysts will take more interest in this company because they are profitable and they expect to be profitable moving forward. So this can really turn the wheels of progress when it comes to the share price for Change Financial. If these fund managers and brokers who now maybe start looking at this company go, oh, this could be a long-term hold. Let's buy some shares. More volume, more volume. Hopefully I've explained why these sort of announcements can be really powerful and why announcement that may be not so powerful, even though you do see some high volume coming in, you don't see the share price rally even further because it loses interest in the market fairly quickly. These sort of announcements can be, I wouldn't say company changing, but they can lead to a really good rally in the share price. Okay, so a few things to like about this particular chart. Share price looks like it has broken out today. Share price at almost a one-year high. It's getting into the highs this company saw back in July, August last year. And I would say this company is much better placed right now than it was back then. That's after a nice little rally. So, yeah, so this is looking much better. Wasn't a lot of volume back then. There was a really good day on the 25th of July when the share price went up 11.54%. That could have been on Appendix 4C. By the way, this company does release Appendix 4Cs. Let's have a look at the most recent one. 29th of April. So they should release the next one in the next few weeks. And let's have a look at this one. Should I have been paying a little bit more attention to this company? Maybe not. Just looking at this. Receipts to customers 3.8 million. Operating cash flow positive 84,000. So maybe this is where they did reach that inflection point. And now they are going to expand that operating cash flow. And based off their commentary, yes, they're expecting that to happen. Now, that was back in July or April, and that's when the share price reached its bottom, looks like. Right near there, share price at 4.7 cents. So share price has almost doubled since then. By the way, this company's not that expensive. Also had a look at that. So with the share price rising 25%, I'm going to say the market cap of this company might be 60 million, 60.44 million, yeah. Okay, so a few things I like about this. Share price at about, we'll say a 10-month high. Yeah, 10-month high. Pretty good volume coming in. This is the highest volume, daily volume we've seen, or this company has seen, since it looks like probably will overtake June 2023. And if we go back further, it could be the highest volume day since 2021. And this could be a breakout for Change Financial. Stock of the day. Okay, on to the chart of the day. And there's a comment from Ben Hutchinson. Something I don't think you covered yesterday was Pioneer Credit. Share price was up 12% on no news. It's not typically a volatile stock, and the move sticks out on the chart. Interesting enough, I am trading Pioneer Credit, and the main reason behind that, there was a sell-off. There was a shareholder getting out. That sent the share price down. It did shift the sentiment down, so people were selling out just because this other shareholder was selling out. And when the share price fell enough, I went, this looks like a really good value. And I thought this was a low-risk trade, buying near the low, not going to time exactly the low. And if the company just releases any sort of positive announcement, share price would take off. Ben Hutchinson is right. Pioneer Credit hasn't been that volatile, but that all changed yesterday and today. So, by the way, they did not release anything. And they also have goals, few-year goals, like a 2-year goal. And if they do reach those goals, this company is ridiculously undervalued. So share price is down 8.8% on 9 trades. In fact, the course of sales, share price started down at 12:29 p.m. So 2.5 hours between when the market opened and the first trade in this company. And you'll notice that yesterday, the volume was quite low. So this is why volume is quite important. It was only 38,000 shares traded. Today, 28,000. So when you do see fairly low shares traded, it means when you do see the share price rising or dropping by a fair bit, it's just noise. It's just noise. It's not powerful. It hasn't been driven by interest in the market either way. It's just someone's just decided to buy a market. That's it. That could have, maybe the only reason share price rose yesterday by 12% is because someone went, oh, I've got to buy shares in Pioneer Credit. I'm not patient, and I'll just put it on market. Because you have a look at the summary here. Actually, not the summary, the prices. So we have sellers 52, 51, 50, and 5. But if you look at the sellers, there's a few at 53 cents and then 56 cents. So all it takes is one buyer coming back in, and they want to buy 10 million or 10,000 shares, and they put it on market, and the share price goes back up to 56 cents. That's all it takes. One person buying 10,000 shares, which is not much. It's like $5,000. Anyway, so even though, yeah, this company hasn't been that volatile, looks like it's sort of the first bit of volatility we've seen. Let's just have a look at the chart. And yeah, you can see the share price dropping a lot. Back in February, that was just a fund manager getting out. Before that, the chart looked pretty good. And then, yeah, I got in at 43 cents. So it wasn't the bottom. Share price went down to 36 cents. In fact, I put this orange line saying that would be really bad if the share price fell below that. It didn't, actually bounced off that. And you could just see the big volume coming in. In fact, on the day I bought, there was really big volume. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign that there are other people out there thinking there's value in this company. And then we had that big day yesterday. But what happened today, share price down 8%, does not change that the share price has now moved back into an uptrend and is now moving back to where it was before that big shareholder got out. Okay, that is all I have for today's video. If you have any questions, any thoughts, leave those in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor. If you need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.